Alright, so first off I just want to clarify something, because I've gotten a couple of messages about it. I am in Hawaii, and I'm not on the part of Hawaii that is exploding, as you can see from this diagram. I'm over here in Oahu, and the volcano's all the way down there. So, I'm safe, no problem, all my stuff is safe. That's really the most important thing. I am expendable, but there's so much tied up in that. Anyway, I'm CCYamato. It is time for episode 19 of the Clear Cards, and yay, more filler. This is apparently where Sakura and Akiho are going to go read to the children. Hooray! I also got spoiled that the next episode is going to be where they go meet Masaki. And then there's like 2 episodes after that, because apparently, yeah, the episode lists for 21 and 22 have been released. There's only 22 episodes, apparently. Like, when you look at how they're listed, like, the title changes. It's not Sakura and the whatever. It's Sakura no Sakura, or Sakura's Transparent Cards. And also has, this character is up there with it, which is how traditionally Japanese shows apparently mark the end of a series. So that's going to be interesting. The series is going to end in like 3 more episodes. But for now, let's focus on this episode. So question, how do you save up your budget for hopefully making your finale look good? Have an entire filler episode where half of it is watercolor illustrations from what I found out is actually a legitimate book. You can go buy it. And now I imagine that book sales are going to go up because of this episode. I wonder if there was any kind of special agreement for that. But anyway, what am I supposed to say about this episode? Because half of it is just reading a book. But you know what the funny thing is? You know how like a few episodes back I called Reverse a really nothing episode? I actually enjoyed this one more, despite that it technically has even less substance. Sakura and Akiho, Shaoran all work together to read a book about a fox buying mittens. Along the way in this episode, you get some cute scenes in school where Sakura is recruiting them to help out. It's adorable. Sakura does a little like sleeve tug on Shaoran to get him, and he just breaks like a twig. And then there's this hyped scene where Shaoran is talking to Wei, and then his sisters are also trying to get in on the call, and yeah, that's fun. It's nice seeing them, though. I never thought about this when I watched the original movie, but now I'm watching it, and I'm like, how do his sisters have like 3 or 4 colors of eye between them? Like, each one of them's got a different eye color, and Shaoran's eyes are gold. The parentage doesn't seem to work out here. Beyond that, at the end of the episode, Sakura uses record and finds out that she accidentally recorded the past, which was kind of alluded to when you're in the library, and it zooms in on some of like the stuff in the background, like the photos of some kind of like founding day, something, I don't know, I'll look up what the signs say, but it looks like she accidentally recorded the past, and Kiro immediately runs off to go meet with Yue over this. And this is what's kind of crash-cutting into what appears to maybe be the final story arc of the manga. It's definitely going to be the final story arc of the anime, where Kiro and Yue now meet and are going to have a conversation with Ariel to find out some details. Not going to go too much into that. In the manga, Kiro was just there spending the day because Sakura goes off to Masaki's house and Kiro's not invited. But in this one, he actually ran off, and presumably this is going to run right into that. Speaking of the next episode, yeah, the next episode is Masaki. I assume they're going to compress all of the parts of that into one episode. Like, when the series started, they shoved like 3 or 4 chapters of manga into the first episode, and it felt really rushed. And I feel like the last few episodes of this series now, because we're down to 3, I feel like those are going to be really rushed. Because episode 20 is going to probably be all the stuff that happens in Masaki's house and end there. Then episode 21 is going to be the mirror episode. Slight spoiler there is a mirror card, or... Crap, I already forgot what it's called. I don't remember if it's mirrored. Whatever. When I get to the chapter video, which I keep failing to get up, there is a mirror card coming up. And that means that the 22nd episode is going to be the last card, which we are pretty sure is supposed to be some kind of Earth card just to round out the set. Then if the manga is ending around the same time, which is, well, the anime is going to end in June, and at this rate, the manga is going to end in June, July, August, sometime by the end of this year, if it's following roughly the same story as the anime. Or the anime is following the same rough story as the manga. It's very confusing, and I just really hope that it ends well. But I guess it'll be interesting in its own right. What else can I talk about with this episode? Lightning round.
First up is the ever-reliable wrong eye color. For the life of me, I cannot understand why this keeps happening. Also, it's 10 AM, Sakura. You should really be dressed by now. I could go on about the derpy faces on this one, and usually I like the whole dot eye thing. I think it's cute, but Akiho's face is really wrong in this one. Here, let me fix it for you. There we go. You see, the biggest problem with ignoring the whites in the eyes when it comes to animation is that you sometimes can't tell where the characters are supposed to be looking. So you have scenes like this, where Akiho seems to be staring at the door and not at Sakura. Okay, look, I know where we're going with this one, but the face just... it didn't come out right, and I'm not fixing this one. I think I'm just going to let it sit for itself. Crowd shots are always a hazard in this series, and I could focus on the faces, but instead my attention is on the girl on the right in orange. It appears that her hips and her torso were drawn on different layers, and they're slowly being pulled away from each other.
Put slight more effort into it. Like, we think that they'll go back for like the Blu-ray or something and the final DVD release and fix it, but like, the main argument I might have against that is like, the opening sequence, both of them, Clear and this new one, both have some pretty shoddy animation in there too. And like the opening sequences are something that in theory you spent more time on, right? I mean, traditionally that's what you did. In American cartoons especially, like your opening usually is like something that you put an entire episode's worth of budget into, so it looks great. And the rest of the show looks like garbage, a la Thundercats and He-Man, whatever, all Transformers, all those things. Whereas anime, like, the opening basically is done by the same studio, it seems. So in this case, yeah, the opening looks like sequences of the anime, including the fact that this new one uses more frames from the anime. I don't remember if I've ever really talked about the new episodes. I do remember that I talked about the opening and closing when they first happened, and I wasn't too hot on them. And to be honest, I'm still kind of not. The opening has grown on me. The Rose thing, like that song has grown on me. And I do like TikTok. I just don't like the animation that goes with it. I always liked Jewelry's. I liked Jewelry's style more. I think I liked TikTok more as a song, but I liked Jewelry's closing animation. Whereas Clear, I liked both things, and I kind of only like the song of this new one, whose name I cannot remember. Though, beyond that, I guess we're buckling in for the last few episodes here. We're apparently going to end in June. This is going to be interesting. And the last few issues of the manga, like, the manga might be coming to a climax. Where the manga ended the last episode, or last chapter, it could run straight into another card, and then would crash right into the ending of the series. So, if Clamp is looking to finish the manga before their usual typical break in like the end of July or August, then we're looking for maybe like 2 more chapters of manga, but I imagine that there's probably going to be, hopefully, a couple more. Even if it's like, it's going to be like, we're going to get a June, we're going to get a July, and then they're going to go on break in August and leave us for 2 months on like a cliffhanger or something. Speaking of months, the manga historically has always been very bad with time, but the anime usually allows you to kind of keep a timeline. Like, I've been working on a timeline for the original series. It happens over the course of about 2 years, and you can actually pace it out. This episode showed that it's June now. The series began in April, like the first day of school, which would have put it somewhere in the first week of April. It was sometime after her birthday, but it was sometime, like I said, it was first week of April. It's now June, which makes about the right amount of sense, but that means that this entire series is taking place over about 2 months. Which, again, also makes sense considering that really the Ariel arc only took place over the course of half a year. It started in September-ish, I think. It started in August or September-ish when Ariel came in for the new semester and ended by the end of their school year the following March. So yeah, it was only about 6 months. The Clow arc is the only one that really took a long time. It took Sakura over a year to capture every card, but it took her 6 months to transform them, and it's looking like the entire Clear arc is happening over the course of about 2 months, maybe 3, depending on how late we are in June. Wow. It's getting fast. If there's another sequel 20 years later, that one's going to happen over the course of a week. But anyway, that's it for this week. Look for the chapter video hopefully sometime this week. Maybe some more pictures of this now that it's kind of set up. Spoiler for later, you see that big gap right there between the two wands? Something's going to be occupying that gap very soon. Until then, I will see you next time. Have a good week. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.